Come on over to our valley, where boys run free. Run to the lush green meadows in your shorts. Brother John will be your guide in a summer of indescribable earthly delight.
Welcome to Ignorant to Informed with the Top 10 Facts, humanity's first collective attempt to inform the human mind in 10 simple steps. My name's Matt, but they call me the Slab. That's S to the L-A-B Slab. Copyright credit to my boy J to the R-O-C. So I'm the bouncer, the verbal bouncer. This means I'm here to protect free speech, and I verbally abuse those that have a problem with that. Get it? Of course you do. And that speech protection starts with our next guest. Quick disclaimer, the use of the term ignorance on these mini documentaries is not an insult, it's an invitation. It's an invitation to become informed. We all can and should become informed. We all know why. Ignorance is of epidemic proportion on planet Earth. If you don't recognize that, then, well, maybe you're part of the problem? Kidding, of course. But think about that. We use the term ignorance as an invitation to become informed. But maybe even more so, it's an invitation to be free. Trust us on this one. It's the epidemic of ignorance, not evil, that causes the problems in this world. Why? The ignorant outnumber the evil 100 to 1. And that's a problem, shall we say, of epidemic proportions. But that will all change starting with our next guest. One last programming note. Hopefully this is the last mini documentary that I will do without the lovable Lucinda at my side. Are we rolling? Are we rolling? Welcome our friends. All right, let's get this rolling. All right, we're going by Nate. Is that correct?
Nate here.
All right, Nate. Here's what we're gonna do. This is a little kind of a scientific / spirituality study.
Okay.
Sounds like fun. So what I'm going to take you through is what's considered the tree of life. And it reads this way. This tree of life is humanity's best cooperative effort to identify and simplify that which is unmistakably true. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, the facts below present that truth, starting with what's most important first. Does that make sense?
Yeah, what's most important?
Okay, all right. What we believe is most important, again, the tree of life was originally written by some human being, and then other human beings came in and looked at it, and they changed it. So the tree of life is not God or of the divine, it's humanity's best effort to explain and simplify that which we agree is true.
You just blew my mind.
Okay, good. So what, are you with me or did I lose you?
I'm with you, buddy.
Okay, fair enough.
My mind.
Okay, in doing so, we believe we can accomplish that agenda through what's called the top 10 facts.
Oh,
today we're just going to talk about the first one. Okay. The first fact is called "We Are Alive and Free," and I'll put the words on the thing here so that if somebody's watching. Okay, we are alive and free. This is explaining the dichotomy between freedom and control. I'm going to read it verbatim. The most important fact in human life is established by the dichotomy between freedom and control, period. That's because without freedom, human life is pointless. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Fact number one has 3 parts. Number 1, freedom. We are alive, which means you can think. And free, which means freedom to think as you wish. All human life is a proven miracle. there is an ineffable source or intelligent design or a creator by which human beings are given, most importantly, freedom, which is your own spiritual volition, and then life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Without freedom, the rest of human life is a pointless exercise in slavery. Make sense?
So what you're saying is, I'll be able to be free in my mind and not what this world has implanted on me?
Correct.
Okay, I like that.
Correct. Now, the Bible or any other written word is irrelevant in this matter because all evidence conceivable to mankind already supports this conclusion that there is a loving creator.
Of course.
Okay. That supports this conclusion. It has always been and will always be a spiritual battle between freedom and control. Period. To deny this fact is not only selfish, but it's a proven dangerous, if not demonic, imposition on the individual liberties of others.
Wow.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let's go with the next two. Point 2 in fact number 1 is called obligation. All conscious souls, the spirit inside you, living lucid dreams on planet Earth, your exploration of this physical energy, have an innate means you're born with it, obligation to help other conscious souls gain freedom. It's a human obligation to resist the opposite of freedom, which is control. To not do so, to not help other conscious souls become free, is selfish at least and demonic at worst. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to number 3. Number 3 is called evil control. Today, fact number 1, as I just stated it, is gravely under attack by a false narrative that claims there is no great cosmic drama, meaning no God, or some great cosmic plan that we have a role to play in it. This false claim, which is deception, has been proven wrong for anyone willing to think. It's intentional Orwellian deception put forth by dangerously selfish human beings with corrupt, ulterior motives. Today on planet Earth, this pure, unadulterated deception is spearheaded by a dangerous, deep state government pawn named Dr. Yuval Noah Harari. Does that make sense?
I think I've heard of him before, yeah.
Okay.
What are some examples when you mean corrupt thoughts?
Corrupt thoughts would be anybody that sides with control. Okay. Now, good question. Let me go with the end of the fact here.
Okay.
Okay. So this fact is making a claim that says we, all of humanity, agree with what's written here. And if we don't agree, we find out why we disagree and try to modify what's written to account for our new knowledge. We need everybody to be able to write the facts correctly. Does that make sense?
Everyone needs to come together.
Because the intelligence within you is unique to you.
Of course.
If you don't tell us, nobody can tell us what you can tell us. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
Fair enough. Okay, now.
Because if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. And if you don't want to do something, you're not going to do it.
Agreed. Okay. Now, in terms of those that disagree with fact number 1, again, I just read fact number 1. There's 3 components. At this point, you sounded like you hadn't had objection to any of them.
Of course not.
But you can give it further thought, and in due time, you may develop some. But moving forward, what's most powerful about fact number 1 is it exposes those who disagree. Fact number 1 is saying we are free and we should be free. And there are others that want to control. And the power in fact number 1 is it exposes those who seek control. These people are called dangerous human beings. It goes on to read like this. Those that oppose fact number 1 become a danger to the individual liberty on planet Earth. These dangerous human beings, again, because we've exposed how they think, they read fact number 1, they disagree, which means they have disagreed for one of these 3 reasons. Okay? First of all, they're willfully ignorant. They don't know what we're talking about. Or they refuse to be held accountable for their own ignorance.
And those are closed-minded individuals.
We call them wilfs, which means they're willfully ignorant. They have access to the information, but they willfully choose to refuse it or deny it or ignore it.
Wow.
Understood?
Yeah.
Fair enough. The next one is somebody that's been censored or captive. In this world, we have communism. In communism, you cannot say you agree with the first fact because it's illegal. They'll put you in jail. Okay?
That's not right.
Yeah, well, so that is a case where, and in America, okay, so in other words, the first people that might disagree with the first fact don't understand what we're talking about.
Exactly.
They're basically willfully ignorant. The next group, they're not willfully ignorant. They're ignorant because they don't have access to truth, or they can't say it if they did have access.
And what was that word you used?
Okay, they're either captive or they've been censored.
No, the winful. Is it?
The winful?
Yeah.
Willful ignorant.
Willful ignorance.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there's a phrase called wilf, which stands for a willfully ignorant lost fool. Because if you have access to the truth of the first fact, yet you willfully refuse it, that makes you a lost fool. It's a bit derogatory, but it's got purpose behind it in terms of moving the discussion forward.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there are those that choose choose not to seek the knowledge. There are those that would seek the knowledge but are not permitted to do so. And the last one is called complicit and corrupt. And these are the people who know exactly what we're talking about, but have no interest because they benefit themselves. They're selfish, if not demonic. Okay, so that is the first fact. That is the fact that's required for you to enter the free world. Because now I can have a discussion about that world below, and you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And if you disagree with this, first and foremost, I need to know why. Let's change it. Let's make it accurate. I need your wisdom to write this thing accurately. We need everybody's wisdom. This tree of life belongs to humanity, not us. We're simply researchers. We're collecting data. And the data we need to collect, first of all, is who disagrees with freedom. We need to know who those people are.
Yeah.
They're dangerous. There are people in this world, most of them, who disagree with your freedom. Yeah. All right. Well, that's what fact one is intended to do, is to not tell you what to think, but to open your mind and if we were to go through the next facts, one of them, number 6, is about the yin-yangs that you've spoken about. So, at this point, I mean, you want to talk, ask me questions, talk about what you think. I mean, this is basically saying anybody on planet Earth who doesn't either understand or support your God-given right to be free is a danger to your liberties.
Yes.
Okay, that's a strong statement. What do you think?
Well, when the yin-yang gets brought up, that's about dualism and synchronicity on good and evil, or bad and good, however you want to think about it. So what we basically are trying to do here is open the closed-minded individuals. And how we do that is spreading the real truth that this world has locked for you. So you deserve the truth, and you just need to show yourself that you deserve the truth. Otherwise, you're not going to want the truth if somebody wants it for you. You have to want it for yourself.
So what is the truth, and why do you think people should want it?
Well, why people should want the truth is it will open your mind, like literally open your mind to different realms, to different worlds.
But what's the gain?
Knowledge.
And what can knowledge bring you?
Knowledge, freedom. It can
Freedom.
bring freedom.
And what is, would you say freedom is more along the lines of you get peace through freedom?
You get peace through freedom, peace, prosperity, good vibes, good energy all around. Why would you want bad energy around?
There you go. So you're saying that by somebody understanding truth or something that they hadn't known earlier, okay, in other words, you're discovering something, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's wisdom, you're saying, that knowledge can open up a mind and let that knowledge in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the good knowledge.
Okay, and if you do that, you're saying good things can happen.
Good things, powerful things.
Why?
Because you already just allowed yourself to expand outside your box.
There you go.
Now you're not scared to jump outside another box, and another box, and another box. And that's what freedom is.
Okay, so you define that ability to switch boxes as freedom.
Yes.
Okay, but what would you define all of the boxes lined up, and as you hopped on them all the way through your life, what would you call that?
I would call that growth.
Growth. Yeah, you know what I call it? Living life, baby!
Living life on the
Let's
edge.
go! Let's see
Living
where
like
this
Larry.
takes us. All right, so now on that fact, it also talks in terms of, again, I don't have it in front of me, but it talks in terms of the fact that, okay, we talked a little earlier about indoctrination, right? Indoctrination is, I was indoctrinated as a Christian. Everybody's been indoctrinated on this planet, right? And what you understand with that first fact, do you perceive that as more of an indoctrination, or do you perceive it as an opening of the mind for cognitive thought?
Opening as the mind for cognitive thought, most definitely.
Okay, so and not to put you on the spot, but could you pinpoint why the language in that fact might be different than something the Catholics would tell you, or whatever an indoctrination might be? Your mom told you, why is the language in the first fact, different than a lecture?
Well, because indoctrination is something that's been passed on you through something you don't even really know about. It's just been engraved in your head ever since we're young. The school systems, your parents, and all the other ones that you want to mention. And in cognitive thinking is just what you learn and how you base your information off yourself. Not from someone else, but from what you have inside of you.
Right. Okay, so in the case of this fact, I'll draw your attention to it one more time again. This was a fact that's saying we are alive and we're free.
Yes.
And that arguably the most important dichotomy is saying the decision you make between freedom and control. Okay, and then it's going on to say there's three components. One is we're freedom, understand the freedom aspect. The other is the obligation.
Yes.
If you're going to be a soul, there's obligations. And the third one is saying you need to understand what evil looks like, and it looks like people who want to control.
Exactly.
Okay, so that right there sounds like an indoctrination.
Yes.
Okay, saying this is what you should believe.
Exactly.
Okay.
Other than what you choose to believe.
Right, okay. And that's an important distinction, okay? Because as we move forward, the remaining facts kind of fill in those holes.
Do they?
As in terms of why it's not an indoctrination, that it is indeed what you've said, and that is opening up the mind to explore knowledge and allow it to pour in.
Of course.
That type of thing. So, anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, I do. So why shouldn't the controlled be a part of this?
State it again. Why shouldn't the controlled
Why shouldn't the people that want to control be a part of this?
be a part of what?
Be a part of this freedom.
Right. Okay. But now, because it's a good question, are you saying that people that are part of the control shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they? Why don't they?
Why shouldn't they be a part of the good that we are trying to do? Because yin yang is basically synchronicity and dualism and the good and the bad. So if the freedom is the good and the controlled are the bad, we need balance.
Right. Right.
So why shouldn't the controlled be with the freedom?
Well, I think they should be in a perfect world, but we live in an imperfect world. Okay? And so, in my eyes, that's part of the obligation as a human being.
Okay.
We're down here with purpose, and a big part of that purpose is we got to fight the bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay? And we've been fighting them. If you look at civilization, there's been people fighting for freedom for a long time.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's part of the role. Now, the question is, why do they choose the dark side? Why is it that everybody isn't for freedom, right? Is that what you're saying? Why wouldn't they come along willingly?
Why wouldn't they?
Perfect segue to the 3 reasons.
Oh.
Okay, at the end of it, they're not coming along because, number one, they don't understand the freedom thing. We need to educate them and go, hey, join us.
Yes.
The free side's more fun.
Exactly.
Join the free world. All right, the other ones, they don't get to go. They've already been captured. Okay, they live in North Korea, or they're an American Trump supporter in a teacher's lounge. No, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't support Trump in an American teacher's lounge.
No.
You've been censored.
Exactly.
All right, and the others that don't join us are freaking corrupt. Yoda.
Sorry about that.
Yoda.
Crazy phone call.
Yeah.
Yoda.
Yeah, so the others, they know full well that the world is supposed to be free, but that doesn't benefit them at all.
At all.
Yeah.
And if it does benefit them, that's why they don't want to join the freedom, because the freedom, we are selfless and not selfish. But the controlled is selfish and not selfless. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Well,
then I don't
see
want them
control.
there if they're selfish.
Well, no, but what we do is we transform their mind.
Into selfless?
They recognize this.
So what you're
being
saying is-
selfish, and now they go, fuck, I didn't have to die to recognize this. They told me while I was alive. I'm
Okay.
doing it wrong.
So you
I've
just
been for
blew
control.
my mind. So you're turning the yin into yang and the yang into yin.
Yeah, we're getting them to leave the dark side and defect over to the light.
Okay.
And we're reaching them on the dark side with this little beam of light called truth. The top 10 facts.
See it now. I can see it now. I literally just picture that in my head.
There you
A
go.
little beam of light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Truth.
And that truth allows somebody captive. Let's say I'm a Nazi and I hate it because I'm a good guy.
Right.
That truth will save me.
Ooh.
I can go, hey, I'm with that guy. Save me. We're going to save him.
Yeah, we'll save them.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. So we got that going for us, which is nice.
Okay.
All right. We're going to go on with the next 9 facts. All right, my friend. Okay. You went through the last one we did was you going through the first fact. Thank you very much for that. Your wisdom was very insightful, and it was very good for our research project. We appreciate it. Okay, now we're going to do the next 9 facts. And the first fact is required to enter the free world. Now we can have a discussion with someone because we've all understood where we stand on that dichotomy between freedom and control. So now we're having that conversation. Now the next 9 facts is what I call taking the mind from ignorant to informed. The first step, we freed your mind. Now we're going to educate it.
Or like blew my mind.
Blew your mind. All right. So we're going to go with the next step. So I'm going to read straight from here. Facts 2 through 9 and 10 establish the threshold between ignorant and informed. Fact number 1 is one of creation's dichotomies that forces the decision between freedom and control. We must all pick a side and reap the consequences as such. So this world shall someday be divided to where we clearly understand who supports freedom and who supports control.
The Great Divide.
The Great Divide, or some call the Great Awakening.
Great Awakening.
But that's for a later date. Okay. Now, I need to explain dichotomy. If somebody doesn't understand, that's a division or contrast between 2 things. Okay, so let's start with fact number 2. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, fact number 2 reads, we deserve to be or must be free from coercion and control.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the word coercion? If not, it means forcing somebody to do something. You're coercing them, you're forcing them. So we deserve to be, we as human beings must be free from coercion and control. Let me go on to read it. All conscious souls living lucid dreams on planet Earth deserve to be free of control. especially coerced control. All of them. It doesn't matter if you're just the patriarch of a family or the leader of the free world. We cannot control. It's wrong. To deny or ignore this self-evident truth is not only selfish, which is the manifestation of evil on planet Earth, but it also makes this human being and their ideology or their beliefs a danger to freedom on planet Earth. This is the contrast between light and darkness. What do you think of that?
I think they'll be able to spread that corruption if they get the chance to.
Okay, meaning those that are in control will
Yes.
have an opportunity to spread corruption.
Yes, because they're in a higher chair than you.
Agreed. They have control or power over you.
Yeah.
Right? And this fact is saying that we must be, or we deserve to be, free from their control.
We do.
Okay, so you would, in other words, that this is saying free of control. It doesn't matter if you're the patriarch of family or the leader of the free world, we cannot control. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you would agree with fact number 2, we deserve to be
We do
free.
deserve to be. We deserve to be free from their control.
All right.
Why should we? That's like we're locked in chains. Except it's not our bodies. They're locking our mind. And soon as people realize that, they'll be able to expand their mind and be able to be free.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Exactly what you said, I second. All right, let's move on to fact 3.
Got it.
Okay, fact 3 says we are a conscious soul. All spiritual energy, life, is intelligent. Spiritual energy itself is that intelligence, and it originates from a benevolent, not vindictive, ineffable source called the Creator. Spiritual energy commands or controls the physical world. Too many individual conscious souls and humanity as a whole have become dangerously misguided and preoccupied with our physicalities in this world or the physical manifestation of our lives, and this is wrong. In other words, we're manifesting what's happening in this physical world where we should be more concerned about our spiritual manifestation.
Yes.
Okay,
What
let me
did you
go on to
mean?
read the rest.
What did you mean by benevolent?
Okay, so benevolent is basically saying all loving. Okay, like a benevolence is a completely, I love you, I'm benevolent, love everything about you. Vindictive is I'm going to hold you accountable.
Okay.
That type
Love
of
it.
thing. Yeah, loving. Unconditionally loving. Okay. And so this saying again that we're too preoccupied with the physical manifestation. This goes on to say that this life, your human life, is but a nanosecond designed for difficulty in learning. So what's proven most important is our spiritual realizations, okay, or the decisions we make in life. In other words, it's not written perfectly, but it's saying your human existence is nothing but a nanosecond. So what's most important in your world should be your spiritual realizations or the decisions you make in your life. Does that make
That's
sense?
based off love.
Okay? Yeah. All right. So fact number 3 is basically saying in one way or another that you are a conscious soul and you're navigating this energy we call Earth. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's number 4. We live a lucid dream. This is explaining how we live on Earth. Okay, so our human body is physical energy. Our conscious soul is spiritual energy. Our conscious soul will continue thinking after we die, and our human body will hopefully become of value to somebody else.
Okay.
All right? One man's trash is another man's treasure.
I heard that saying before.
Yeah.
That's catchy.
So that's saying when you die, your thought process lives on, your body becomes trash, but that's going to be a treasure for the next guy because they want your liver and all those things that can bring them life.
Yeah.
All right, make sense? Okay. Now, after human death, our I should have explained it. After human death, our used body becomes a treasure trove of usable parts cherished by those still alive but in need on planet Earth. Life is an illusion. Solids are not solids, they're illusions of solids. Earth itself is an illusion. The combination of gravity and matter give conscious souls the illusion of a planet to which we can navigate our lucid dreams. And to the greater extent, we can control them. But it's all an illusion.
An illusion.
Fact number 4 is saying you are not living a human life. You are living the illusion of a human life.
Because what they planted in our minds.
Well, and because the physical energy around you is not physical. It's an illusion of physical pulled together by gravity and matter.
Okay.
It doesn't exist.
Just blew my mind again.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what it's supposed to do. To a degree. All right. Let's go to 5.
All right.
All right. We're rolling, baby. Number 5. We will die. We will live.
Whoa.
Okay. Our human body is physical energy. Our conscious soul is spiritual energy. Our conscious soul will what the Effenheimer? I screwed that up. Lucid dream. Earth is okay. No. All right. So it just looks like a bit repetitive. Let me read it. Okay. My apologies. When we die, we will live. This is fact number 5. When we die, we will live. Our conscious soul, our intelligence, was in existence before we were born as a human being, and it will be alive or intelligent after our human life is over. All life is eternal. It's proven that our conscious soul made a contract or an agreement that we should for what we should expect here on planet Earth. That's proven. What do you think of that?
I think, yeah.
It's making a claim that you were alive before you were human, and while you were alive, you made some sort of contract or agreement in terms of what you should expect on this planet.
Is that why we have deja vu? You know, I always feel like I've been here before.
Don't know. Probably. Guessing yes. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. That's deep shit. All right. So anyways, what we should get, that's proven. We also have free will, so we choose to break our original agreement through our own volition. And that's also proven. That you made an agreement and you have the ability to break your agreement through your own volition on this planet.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood what that means. Okay. So again, this is saying we also have free will to choose to break our agreement through our own volition. That's also proven. All human lives require meaning and purpose. Without it, we're lost. Make sense?
That's facts.
All right. At the moment of your death, you individually or your own conscious soul will inevitably be forced to evaluate your own deeds on this planet, your own self-growth, and whether or not you delivered on your agreement with the source.
Yeah.
Fair enough? When we die, the limitations of our human thinking cease, and our conscious soul remembers once again the intelligence that was already understood before this human life. So when you learn, you're not learning, you're remembering. Okay? All right. Number 6 says we must abide by conditions. Number 6, all human beings are conscious souls or spiritual energy living lucid dreams within the physical energy on planet Earth and are bound by creation's dichotomies. These dichotomies establish right and wrong in our universe. All human decisions, all decisions will take that conscious soul either into the frequencies of light or darkness based on their decisions. The most important dichotomies in creation are this. First and foremost, humility versus selfishness. Second, freedom versus control. Third, and this is arguably the most important dichotomy introduced by Nate, and that is life and death. Okay? The
Life.
next is right and wrong,
Yeah.
and the final is good and evil.
Yin yang, baby.
Okay, so this is making a claim that as a human being, a conscious soul, navigating this perceived world, your conscious soul is held to the same right and wrong dichotomies that the entire universe would be. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I were to say to you, Star Wars, Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader, who's for control, who's for freedom?
Darth Vader's for control. Luke Skywalker's for freedom.
Okay, would you understand how that same dichotomy would run through the people on planet Earth?
Yes.
Perfect.
Over freedom and control.
You got it. And these are the conditions, the dichotomies. That's what fact number 6 is saying, is you have to live by these dichotomies. Make sense?
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, here we go. Number 7. We create with volition. Number 7 is saying the conscious soul has the unique ability, its own volition, to use words, terms, and a narrative to create and manage a lucid dream on Earth. Make
That's
sense?
insane.
Huh?
That's insane.
Okay, what it's saying is that you're a conscious soul and you can use words to manage this energy around you. You build your reality using words, and that's what separates you as a human being.
Yeah. Words
Okay.
are so powerful.
Okay, then I'll go on to read again, man. So this is what separates human beings from other species on this planet. Through our own human volition, words, terms, and
Charming
narrative.
networks. Hey, how's it going?
We're going to pause.
I'm doing great. No, I did not. I got caught up in the office. Really? Thank you so much. Okay. Have a great day, Ida. Okay, bye. All right, you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Yeah, Ida called me.
I understand, man. Business comes first. Hell yeah. All right, where were we? Oh, we create with volition. Okay, number 7, we create with volition. Again, this is saying the fact that you got the ability to use the spoken word and to write separates you from other species on planet Earth. Through our own human volition, words, terms, and...
Hey, Wiser. Hey, can you grab the charger?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Perfecto. All right, good. So, this is important. Here, let me get you back with me.
Yep,
Okay.
back with you.
So again, it's saying we can use words to create our realities. Okay, now it's going to say, through our own human volition, words, terms, and narrative can also be used for deception.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it's saying. You create our own volition, but people are using those words for truth and deception.
Yes, good and bad,
Okay,
yin
fair
and
enough.
yang. That's crazy because I was just saying how humans are time travelers. And based off one action can change their whole future. And then the next action they make, they can go down either a good path or a bad path. That's just based off your perception, your paradigm, and what you choose to do with it. That's why I say we're time travelers.
You are 100% accurate. And if you look at fact number 7, if we create with volition, and when you're saying the changes these people make are causing the time-space continuum to modify,
Yeah.
you got it. Dead on. All right.
All right.
Beautiful. Okay. So, again, what fact number 7 is also saying is that through our own volition, words, and terms, the narrative we're saying can either be used for truth or deception. It's going to be one or the other. Okay? Dichotomy. Truth is the most powerful weapon in all of existence. There is no greater concern for those who use deception on earth than truth. It exposes it. It's the light of truth. Makes sense?
Yeah.
All right. So you understand the volition, the use of the word, and how it can be used for truth or deception.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Number 8. We must recognize selfish desire for control. Okay? We have to, at some point, recognize who's for freedom and who's for control. This fact reads as this. There is no one reality. There's only our individual perception of reality, or our own perception of the spiritual and physical energy we've each individually encountered to this point in our lives. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? So you are everything you've experienced to this point. And nobody on this planet is privy to that but you.
Right.
Got it. All right, perfect. So selfishness, because again, you are experiencing a paradigm. Selfishness in its is simply demanding that others conform to our own perception of reality or control. Humility is the opposite. Humility is joy is received through giving and freedom. Okay, now that's convoluted. It needs to be written better. But hopefully you get it. It's saying that, listen, we are all have our own individual perceptions of reality. So this is saying that if we're experiencing, we have to recognize those that have perceptions of reality where they think they should control.
Yeah.
We have to recognize selfish desire for control. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And in doing that, we have to understand that those that seek control are conscious souls no different than you and I.
Right.
What makes them different is their demand that we conform to their perception.
Right.
We're not demanding they conform. They're demanding we
We
conform.
conform.
Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. That's what fact number 8 is. You need to recognize that.
Okay, good.
Okay. Number 9.
Oops, sorry.
Number 9.
I was trying to get some.
We can escape ignorance and unite in the frequencies of truth. We can escape the ignorance.
Yeah.
Okay, let's read it. Positioned above the opinions and beliefs of all fallible human beings and above the blanket of deception encompassing planet Earth, there are frequencies of self-evident truth that can be reached by any thinking human being. Make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. These frequencies of self-evident truth supersede or negate all subjective human truth in the frequencies of confusion below. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
That's saying that these like the founding fathers, we hold these truths to be self-evident. They're saying there are truths above what England thought and what America thought that supersede our paradigms. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Okay, so that's saying there is a truth above all human thought and opinion. Okay? And what fact number 9 is saying is that we can escape, our mind can escape that confusion up into what the founding fathers knew was self-evident truth. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, that's fact number 9. We can do that. We can go up there. These frequencies of self-evident truth can undoubtedly be reached and understood through our own volition, but first we must escape the sea of ignorance. This is saying that these frequencies are there, but you cannot get there without leaving the rest behind. You have to escape that of which is holding you. Make sense?
100% free.
All right, that's 9. You ready for 10?
10, let's go.
All right. We are not equal. We are unique. All conscious souls are not created equal, but unique by design of the benevolent source, and thus all are entitled to the source's bestowed unalienable rights. This is saying the founding fathers were wrong. We hold these truths that all men are created equal. That's not true. We're saying we hold these truths to be self-evident because nobody was created equal. We were created unique. Therefore, we're entitled to these benefits from the Creator. Make sense? Perfect. All right. So this is saying all conscious souls are not created equal, but unique by the Creator, a benevolent source, and because we are all unique, we're entitled to unalienable rights. Those rights do not include equality at all. Equality is a sinister plot for control by the selfish. And the intention is not fairness, but domination. All cries for equality are cries for control, evil control. Equality versus individualism. What do you think of that?
Everything's good. Well, makes sense. But we're not all equal.
Let me lead you. I want to hear what you say, but I want to lead you. Okay? There's a quote out there that says, the worst form of equality is to try to make those things that aren't supposed to be equal, equal. You know what I'm saying? He said the worst form of equality is to try to make what God made unequal, equal.
So defying God's laws.
Got it.